Yeah. No. You guys, holy if I cannot wait. I have to ask Brandon if I can tell you guys about this. So I'm going to wait. Because I have to ask him off the podcast. But there is a story coming in season 3 or in episode
Season 3?
Bro, we will have a third season.
Man, that's a cliffhanger though. Like you're letting them hang for a long time. Hey, I'm Brandon.
Hey, I'm Chelsea.
And this is the Religious Dropouts podcast.
2.0. Because if you're an OG and you've been with us since episode 1,
the beginning,
this is episode 2, and you are staring at some sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so pumped.
Hit the like button if you're day one.
Yo, like and subscribe. All right, Dropouts, what's up? We're gonna roll into it today. I'm super excited. I want to first start with a comment review from episode 1. What do you think? I mean, what was the feedback? Let's talk about the feedback.
The feedback was incredible considering we felt like it was maybe like a 3-star episode.
We put that out and we're like, all right, this is it, man. God called us to do some stuff and we're just going to put the stuff out as it is.
But people loved it.
Yeah, we had some great comments, some really cool reviews.
It was cool that what we had in mind for the podcast, people actually were kind of using that language back. Like when we say we wanted to create a community,
they're using that term.
People are reviewing us and saying, I'm so glad because I found this community.
Yeah. Speaking of reviews, what's behind your shoulder, brother?
Oh, this is one of our many decorations in what we get to call our podcast studio or Chelsea's spare bedroom.
Which is thebomb.com.
And this is a 1-star review.
They're our favorite.
Which we get to claim because before we even released an episode, we had 4 or 5 1-star reviews.
Yeah, haters gonna hate, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, fortunately, this is what I thought, though, and the reason why we're really proud of the 1-star, and that's why we had our sister Shelby crochet. Is that what that is? Crochet? Knit? What's happening on that thing? Okay. Well,
Cross-stitch.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
10 points for Gryffindor. That was great that you came up
I
with
know.
That. Anyway, she cross-stitched the 1-star artwork for us because we are 1-star self-proclaiming. Listen, when you 1-star us, it just feels like before we've even put content out, we're making it. We're doing something.
We really like a 5-star, but our second favorite one to get is 1-star reviews.
And the anonymous 1-stars at that.
So if you want to hurt us, like, give us a 2 or 3-star review. That makes me actually feel like I'm a 2 or 3-star podcast. Same. But if it's a 1-star, I know you're just hating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do better. Yeah. Do better, guys. Do better.
But we did get positive review of our
podcast. We did. And speaking of positive reviews, we've also had really positive feedback about what we're doing, the community we're creating, the content we've been putting out. And out of that exciting response, we got our first sponsorship. And we're going to show an ad, a little ad, because that's what we do for our sponsors. They get time on our show. And it is such a privilege that we get to do that. Before we do, anything you want to say about this announcement?
Roll the sponsored ad.
Is
that right? Or should I say
That's great.
Send it then.
Full send. It may be super hard to find a place to go to church, but I'll tell you what's not difficult. A place to find a bomb-ass coffee with incredible ingredients, an impeccable science process, and the coolest workers we've ever met.
Yeah, we're talking about Strange Matter Coffee that's located in Lansing, Michigan. And it's on the east side of town. They're opening one in MSU's campus. They're really incredible. They have great style, which I always love in a coffee shop, but even better people and product.
Yeah, and Strange Matter is one of the best inclusive environments we've ever been to. We're super excited that they are sponsoring the Religious Dropouts podcast that you're listening to right now. And we asked the chief executive of Snark, our friend Kara, what her favorite product is on the menu, and this is what she said. Her favorite item is the cold brew concentrate that we steep with ground chicory root. And then we combine the concentrate with ice, simple syrup, and milk. It is the sweetest drink on our menu, and it is a huge crowd favorite. Thanks for that recommendation, Kara. We can't wait to try it when we're there.
I'm into a Pop-Tart and a vanilla latte, so check that out too.
We love you, Strange Matter. Thank you. So we're super excited. Thank you, Strange Matter, for the way that you've loved and supported us already. Strange Matter Coffee Company, you got all the information in the sponsor ad, but we do just want to personally say it has been such a gift to be sponsored by them and to have that that financing, that they donated for us to be able to do things with our podcast.
Yeah, and I think when you think about like people that are that their brands are heroes.
Yeah.
To us, like they are heroes to us. The
Yep.
way that they exist in their community.
Absolutely.
Super cool.
Amen. It is a huge blessing. So we're super thankful for Strange Matter. So moving on, I was thinking this week, I heard a song and it just had me really going. Like I was like, yeah. And I thought like this song makes me want to flip a table. And then I thought, I wonder what song makes Brandon want to flip a table. And then I thought, let's ask about it on the podcast. So
I have to answer that question?
I mean, you want me to go first?
Yep.
Okay. And you can think about it while I'm answering the question. I'll say there's a song by Lizzo and Cardi B. And if you thought you hated the podcast for me saying shit before, that's a ting. We got to keep track. We had a comment.
I'll count with my hands.
Yeah, we had a comment about the last podcast. This woman said, well, why did she have to curse so much? She said she cursed like 4 times. We don't know what the number is. We never went back, did we? Did you go and look? Dang it. So we don't know, but we're going to keep score this time. And that was the first one. But if you thought that was bad in the last podcast, don't listen to the song, but it's called Rumors, by Lizzo and Cardi makes an appearance. And it's just, some of the lyrics are so good, dude. And it's really about just authenticity and just like, I'm coming out full force. Like, all the rumors are true. All the rumors are true. And like the things that people,
a lot of slow-mo tables. I could see you flipping tables to this.
I love that. And it's like, it's just, we've had so many things said about us in this last season. So all the rumors are true. And I have a picture that we took on the photo day that I can't wait to share with the lyrics to that song. That's next, episode 3.
Yeah.
Anyway, your flipping table song, what is it?
Okay, so yours is kind of like when you're flipping tables.
Definitely.
This is what I want to listen to.
Yep, you're right.
Mine's like what song makes me want to flip
tables. So good. That's a great,
And that's that slow like Hallelujah song that everyone covers on like American Idol or The Voice. Tori Kelly sings it really well.
Yes.
Which it's not about Tori Kelly.
You want to sing it?
No, I don't.
We're just a little
But all I know is it's so overplayed that I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah. We'd love to know what your flipping table song is. And it can be like me, what you're singing in the background when you're flipping tables, or what makes you want to flip tables. And I'll tell you what another one.
That's going to be really confusing if you don't clarify.
Yeah, we really need to know which one you're answering. Also, another one, what's the song they sing when they march down for ordination? I'm just kidding.
The Nazarene Church?
Nazarenes, that one was for you. I'm just joking.
Yeah,
Watch Word and Song, definitely. But anyway, okay. So, Keyboard Warriors, it's time for you. And holy crap. Does that count as a cuss word? Probably.
It will.
Ding. All right. Holy crap, do we have content for you this week? Keyboard Warriors, here we go.
Keyboard Warriors for Christ.
So, Keyboard Warriors, this week has been a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
We have just, oh man. So, Brandon, can you just give like a tiny bit of context maybe to what happened? And we're not naming names. We don't do that on the pod. But Brandon made a post this week, and I really would love for you to say like what the post said.
I felt proud. I felt proud because our first episode was out.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a little bit of a season of like, I have spent most of my 20s accomplishing projects and goals for other people, and I felt like, wow, I actually am really proud of this podcast.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wanted to share why.
Yeah.
And so I did. I made a post like that. And then it mostly had good reviews, but I did have
a 1-star review.
I did have a
per
1-star
usual
review. So this keyboard warrior says, I'm sorry to say that it broke my heart.
Yeah. And so that was the beginning. And we're not going to go over all. I do want you to pull up that one I sent you, though, because that's the other one I really wanted to. That's my favorite one, particularly. But I needed context for that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the one that Brandon's going to read in a minute, this started a thread, right? This individual commented on Brandon's post and said, hey, so our keyboard warrior of the week is dedicated to this person.
Yep.
And, and they really went all out to make sure they had every sword out fighting.
Yep.
I mean, they were not going down without a little bit of a fight. But essentially Brandon was like, listen, it would have been great if you would have reached out to me. And then she's like, it just, the whole thing steers people away from God. And I think I just want to talk really quick about the keyboard warrior. I don't think in the future we're going to spend as much time addressing the keyboard warriors as much as just acknowledging what they said. Like, funny, here's what they said, laugh and move on.
Yeah.
But today, this one I think deserved attention because it caused so much strife and division. And ironically, I thought it was
probably
weird.
Equally as much unity.
As much unity. I agree too, because we had a lot of people in there just
Yeah.
saying like, hey, this is the community we need.
Yep.
But her comments were interesting because she was saying that the podcast drives people away from God. And what I thought was interesting about that was her comments actually were unbelievably driving people away from God.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It was
and
crazy.
I even gave this person a call a couple times, and then I finally got a call back. And she told me this was a mission that she felt like she had was to stop this
Keyboard warring.
Yeah, to keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
Except for she said that that she was watching Huckabee, and that's what inspired her to.
And on that moment of silence, we are going to move right along. But the one point of the thread that was great.
Oh yeah.
Was, are we ready? So this is my favorite comment, and this is the one that I blacked out his name because we're going to show it for you guys too if you're watching. But I'm going to go ahead and have Brandon read this real warrior.
This different warrior commented.
Yes,
and
this was not the
said,
same warrior, but this warrior was fighting for the other warrior.
That's right.
They were on the same team. So here he goes.
Yep. In the war.
Yep.
Seems to me that the Christian church doesn't want to listen to your left-wing bullshit.
Ding. It's gotta always be bullshit. You know what I mean? Ding. It's gotta always be, like, why couldn't it just be left-wing words, left-wing experience? Why did it gotta be bullshit?
Why
you
not
gotta go
normal
there?
shit?
Yeah.
Why is it the bulls?
Why not truth shit? Who knows? You get to pick what kind of shit we have. Anyway, it was, yeah, you guys, the keyboard warriors were so hot this week. And I'll be honest with you, it used to be, and Brandon and I were actually talking about this, it used to be so gut wrenching. Like we used to get pretty emotional sometimes over keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
And now it's like, because of this show and because of the segment, it's become like a funny, I mean, it's still hard. It's not always easy, right? We're like, wow, that sucks to be told that you are awful, but
it's hard. Or even told that you couldn't be a Christian too. And like,
dude, they don't believe we're Christians, man.
Yeah.
Like, they don't, it's like,
No.
I don't know if I can wear my cross earrings now or not. Like, they've been told, we are not Christians.
They snuck into your house and took them from your wardrobe.
God, stop it. No, they put a hex. Oh, no, that's witchery. So that's witchcraft.
Yeah.
They're Christians, so they wouldn't even, it's nuts, you guys.
Were you allowed to watch Harry Potter growing up?
Oh my gosh, dude. When someone tells me that they weren't allowed to watch Harry Potter.
Oh, that's right.
Of course, my family didn't believe in anything. Like, my family was not Christian. Like, my mom, we did not go to church, ever. My grandma and grandpa were Christian, and they were actually Sunday school teachers at one point, but I was never really exposed to religion besides in high school by a friend. But so I was watching SpongeBob. You know what I mean? My mom was balls to the wall letting me do crazy stuff.
Balls to the wall has to be a
Ding.
fifth or sixth.
Yeah. Another tally. If you guys have seen New Girl with the douchebag jar, that might be another one.
We're getting one.
Yeah, we're going to get one right here, and it's going to be the swear jar.
It could also be like a soccer point or scorecard
Oh,
thing.
yeah, or like a
a
ding.
little flip chart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love that. A flip chart of the numbers. I love that. So, were you allowed to watch
we could try to
SpongeBob
see.
or Harry Potter?
I don't remember any like SpongeBob watching, but I know Harry Potter I wasn't allowed to watch. Which is ironic because now I've watched them all probably 4 or 5 times through.
And they're the best.
And I think they're so wholesome,
Yeah,
actually.
they're
like
so
inspiring. There's
teamwork,
beautiful,
leadership.
Totally,
yeah.
Totally.
All right. Anyway. Okay.
Oh,
so
even hate against like prejudice. Like the whole point is
the mug blood. Like,
Yeah,
exactly. Like, wow, weird.
Yeah.
No wonder no Christian could watch Harry Potter. They wanted to keep them separate. Oh my God. Holy crap. All right. Oh, so what will we be tolerating and what won't we be tolerating moving forward? If you're listening to this long, you're already in our community and you don't need to hear this. But I think it's fair for us to explain really quick what we will tolerate and what we won't.
Yeah, especially for those of you listening that hate us. Like,
and to those of you, hey, we got Crumbl Cookies from our sister Shelby today. We'll share one with you. So come get a cookie and we'll talk about that hate.
Yes.
We can work through that. I got a great therapist. But if you're still listening, what we will tolerate is we will tolerate bad reviews. Like, yo, we're not cool to everybody. Actually, we're not really cool in general, but we have things that God's laid on our hearts that we want to share, and this is a mission for us. This is a ministry for us. So if you hate it, like full send, that's fine. What we won't tolerate is when that hate starts to divide or make our community feel unsafe. And so what we saw with the keyboard warriors this week was a lot of hate, right? Which was cool. We commented back to that and we did combat that a little bit, but it wasn't the hate that bothered us. It was when that hate started to seep into other testimonies on our page, on your page. And so once other people start sharing their stories and you hate on their stories or you argue with their experience, you're done, man. Like we have no tolerance for that. It's just not the space for that.
Yep.
So that's kind of our...
And I feel unapologetic about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't even need to go any further. Yeah. Oh, that was good. The girl's post, I almost said her name. A family member of mine posted a Facebook post this week. And I thought it was kind of interesting. And her post was that she works at a coffee shop. And somebody came into her coffee shop. And she posted a picture of the letter, which we can post, I think. I think we can crop it and put it up maybe.
Yeah, we can put it up.
So, and maybe we'll also throw it on Instagram if we're feeling like real spicy. But this lady, instead of tipping, in lieu of her tip, she left a letter.
A Christian comment.
Open that real quick. I want to see if I can read a quote from that. I sent you the screenshot of her post. She literally
I
left
was just listening like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, no, you were a part of this. We did talk about it. But she, remember that? The tip. Yeah. So thoughts, what would you,
this is all
please, please share your thoughts while I'm looking at this.
Well.
Oh, wait, here, before you share your thoughts. Becoming a Christian is as simple as ABC.
That's what their letter said?
I swear to God.
So,
a
Christian dropped a letter instead of a tip.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But along with a fake
Also
$20 bill.
Yeah. And the fake $20 bill said, it was, you opened up the $20 bill and it was a message of salvation. Fake $20 bill, opened it up on the other side of the 20 as it was folded, was a message of salvation.
I don't it's not that I hate the effort. Like,
I
know
hate the
some
effort.
people that's like real genuine.
Well, your
like,
grandpa, your grandpa was a track giver.
Yeah, and I thought
he was a track giver.
That might not be my thing, but
it was good for him.
I loved that. And he sincerely meant that.
Yeah.
But
and if you don't know, tracks are actually I don't really.
Like
I've never even had a track,
little mini books
about God.
Yeah,
salvation. And I knew that about your grandpa, and it wasn't a. We would never have talked bad about him doing that. But this is a different
plenty
level.
of people that meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
But I do think. Can you imagine being that server,
dude?
I mean,
and she's also an atheist, so that doesn't help.
I just think
you just made it worse, bro.
If you want to have a good impression, maybe a $20 bill legitimate would do something.
Yeah.
But for you to look like a big tipper.
Yep.
To make somebody hey, can you imagine if your friend would have said to him,
bro, no.
oh my gosh, you have no idea how much that helps me. My bills, I'm coming in 100%. Short. And then I would not want to be that Christian being like, oh, I'm sorry, that's fake. You're hurting.
Can you imagine? Oh my, there's no way. My favorite is for the ABCs, back to what the instructions are. We probably should know them since we're not Christians. So we'll take these steps as well. First, you have to acknowledge that you are a sinner. Well, shit.
We are.
Okay. And B is Next, I'm sorry, T. That's weird. It says ABC, but now it goes into T. Next, you have to
BBC?
truly, here it is, believe in the death and the burial and the resurrection of Jesus.
It's truly believe?
Yeah.
Oh, truly's the capital of the sentence, and you're thinking it's a part of the acronym.
Right. She underlined it. It's a typo on her end.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, truly believe. So B is the second part. You have to acknowledge you're a sinner, and then B, you have to believe.
Oh, but she's putting emphasis on belief and adding the word truly.
That's right.
Okay.
And then what's number C? So we believe. You guys, you're walking through this with us, so hopefully, you guys are going to be safe too.
And C is, let me guess.
Oh, yeah, you know what it is. Pull out that real Christian anti-Harry Potter watch.
Crucify others?
Close, but no. Bro.
Convert others.
Bro, last is this is why we're not Christian. Last
Cookies.
Dude, I can't even read it.
I know.
Last is to crusade hate. I'm just kidding. Last is to confess with your mouth. Confess, duh.
Damn, duh.
That Jesus. Oh, confess with your mouth, Jesus. Period.
Really?
I swear. Don't be ashamed of him. Period. Well, this has been enough. Keyboard
Doesn't quite
warriors.
count as keyboard warrior. This is more like
In-person warrior.
pen and paper warrior.
This lady went old school. All right, we have a voicemail for you.
Typewriter warrior.
Okay,
That's
I was
not
gonna
funny.
open the Crumbl Cookies, but it's not the appropriate time. I don't think.
Why not?
Where's the letter? We have a
C
letter
is for cookies.
We have crucify, crusade. What was it?
Oh,
You want this big boy?
where am I gonna put it after we do a load? Should we end the episode with some cookies?
Okay, we'll wait. I'm so hungry, you guys. All right, but wait. We have a voicemail from a woman, and it actually leans into our quick conversation that we wanted to have today about a question that we've gotten. And I believe that Brandon and I have both gotten this question in different capacities, in multiple ways. And so we want to address it a little bit. And we're gonna try to do justice by this conversation. And so we're gonna switch gears here a little bit. So maybe not having cookies is better. We've had a lot of questions in regards to our beliefs and ideologies and theologies about the transgender community. And I think I just want to say that this caller addresses a little bit of that in her own life too. And so we're going to play a clip of this voicemail with you, and then we're going to just have a little bit of a candid conversation about our hearts and maybe, I don't know, we'll see. So here's the call for you.
Hey, I love you guys so much. I just need a prayer to Mama God. My spouse and I grew up in the same kind of fundamentalist church, which was really more of a cult. And I broke free from it, and I thought he had too, but over the last couple of years, he's been falling back into it. He's been falling back into that pattern, those thinking patterns where, trans people are an abomination and all that mess. And I can't deal with it anymore. I've tried reconciling, and there isn't. I really need some prayers.
So she leaves more to that message than just that. But we want to pray for her personally and privately, and maybe not play everything. We do let people know when they call and leave voicemails that it could end up on the pod. So just make sure that if you don't want it, you tell us that.
Yeah.
She didn't tell us that. So just as a disclaimer.
We would never cut anybody off
ever
and break their context.
Absolutely.
Because that does them a disservice.
Definitely.
But we'll give her a call.
Yeah. Yep. And that's, and I think that her concern is, we just have prayers, right? We're not here to give like advice for those situations. Yeah. We'd love to give you advice if you call in and you want us to talk about something, sure. But our friend there was just calling to ask for prayer, and we'll give that to her. But that prayer that she's asking for from mommy has launched us into another conversation about people that identify in the transgender community. And I will say I dealt with this a lot in the church, and I want to say that if you don't know any people who identify as transgender, number one, you have no authority to ever speak on it. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. and even if you do love someone that is transgender, it's really their story to speak on. And so I want to be really careful about trying to assume how they would feel or assume how, like what are the steps you should take if you feel that way. I don't know how to combat that because that's not how I identify. And I don't want to do a disservice to them. So I did do an interview with a great friend of mine, Landon, who was very open and honest about his transformation and his story. And so we'll link that in the show notes, that we'd love for you to hear from him and to hear from an actual person of that community is maybe the first place to start if you're wrestling with how you feel about people in the transgender community. I would start with maybe watching a video about their story, their testimony.
Yeah, I would say there's probably a lot of Christians that would say, Chelsea, you want me to get close so that I will like disobey God's word because of proximity.
Yeah.
And I think that's a real shame. Because I think it's chalking up. I don't like that phrase, but it's what I have.
No.
It's chalking up. Make you think I'll be personal because I'm close to somebody.
That's right.
But you are theological because you're far away and you can deeply think about something.
Yeah.
I think
it's like you're allowed to have views that align with the Bible, that you think align with the Bible, that you think it's what God would say because you're distant and you don't know that there's not flesh on that person.
Yeah.
So you're comfortable having your belief in the Bible and it saying what you think it says.
Yep.
Because it makes you be able to project your belief and then leave the flesh off that person.
Yeah.
You don't have to love them because the Bible says you don't have to.
When the Bible talks about transformation of yourself, I think it is kind of getting uncomfortable a little bit. So like, if comfortable is I'm always around people that look like me and who identify like me, then
you're missing it.
You're missing it.
Absolutely.
So I would just say, if you like, she defined her spouse's belief about trans people as trans people are an abomination.
Yeah.
And I would just say like
that's a hard pass here.
That feels
hateful. Yeah.
So like what I would say is you need to get closer.
Yep.
Like
if you think that Landon's an abomination, it's because you don't know him.
I would say if you identify as trans and you're in this listening audience, you do not have to go where you're not safe. So you don't have to have conversations with people that consider you an abomination.
You don't owe them anything.
Totally. But the internet is vast. I would say if you are curious, you need to follow Christians that are trans.
Yeah.
They exist.
They do.
And I would say you need to get close.
Absolutely.
And put on the flesh that is God.
Yeah.
And really love people.
I don't think I could say that any better. And I will just add, my friend messaged me this week, a friend that I never thought. And if he's listening to this, which he really might be, I love him to death. I really do love him. And I don't know if he'll know it's him or not. I'm not going to say his name, but I never thought that he would listen to this podcast because I thought it was very, I'm like,
why? Why?
It's very liberal. I feel like this podcast is very liberal.
Gotcha.
And he's not liberal. And he said, I didn't think it was political at all. I thought it was a safe place for me. And like, I found, I don't know if he said community. He said basically like, I can't wait for episode 2. He actually asked me, when are we getting sweatshirts? And I was like, holy crap. Like I never, so I just want to say like, I would say the same message to him. And his beliefs are different than mine. We don't see the world the same way. But this podcast is still freaking for him.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and so I want to be careful. Like, no, we don't want your transphobia. Like, no, please don't think that if you're saying things like that about trans people, you're welcome here. You're not. I'm gonna point that out right away.
Right.
Like you might want to find another space. But if you're struggling with your faith, and one of the messages we get is from people who are Christians who say, I don't know what to believe about this issue.
Yep.
I'm wrestling.
Yeah.
Dude, you're welcome. You're welcome to wrestle here. But please find some people that identify that way and freaking get to know them.
Yeah.
And then you can make decisions.
With humility. Because if you're showing up to get to know somebody,
I can't wait.
There is a posture that you're supposed to come to the table with.
Absolutely.
I don't have all the answers. Because how can you imagine even two straight people sitting next to each other and being like,
I know
everything about your story ever. Yeah.
I know everything about your marriage because my marriage is the same way.
Yeah.
Like
oh my God.
There's no way.
Oh my God also counts as a swear word to some people.
Oh, we have heard that. Ding. Anyway, so Listen. You want a
Am
cookie?
I supposed to bite that one?
You want a cookie? It's good. It's a lot of chocolate.
I know what you just spit. That
Anyway,
one.
I just saw you share a bite. Oh, not bad. Anyway, listen, this conversation is serious. There's so much more we could say.
Yeah.
We're not going to say it all right now, unfortunately, because we'd love to have one-on-one space with you for that. There's more we would like to talk about. We'd love to have some trans people on our podcast. We'll get some
100%.
humans that identify in that community. We'll have them on. So if you have questions for them, send them in. We'll get them to them, and they'll be on episodes in the later season of season 1. We've got our first 10 mapped out, and they're going to be included in the end of those. So stay tuned, and we'll have some real conversations with people that you want to ask those questions to, and they just might not be Brandon and I.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we're going to end today with a question. And the question is, what do you think about Crumbl Cookies? That's not the question, but so many people say it's overrated, and I'm just exhausted.
I think it is overrated.
God, I'm so done with it.
There's one called Insomnia Cookies.
Never had it, but there is one
Is it
here.
Insomniac or Insomnia?
No, it's Insomnia, I think.
Insomnia Cookies? That's my cookie. Better than Crumbl 10 times over.
I'm just so sick of
Maybe
it.
just 2 and like a third
Everyone
times
craps
over,
on
but,
Crumbl,
yeah.
bro. Everybody has a crap.
I don't think everyone craps
I
on
know
Crumbl.
so many people that say bad things about Crumbl. I just want one person to say, it's not overrated. I love a good Crumbl cookie, and I never hear it. Never.
That's the way the
Anyways.
cookie crumbles.
Oh my God. What a crumb guy. Is that who said that? I only know that from a movie where what's his name pretends with the brush. He's like,
Jim
"What
Carrey?
a crumb guy." Yes, yes. What's the movie?
Bruce Almighty.
Oh my gosh, that's it. Wow, that
which
moment.
I was allowed to watch.
That feels really not right. Wasn't that worse than Harry Potter? Okay. Who is God to you if you are a religious dropout? We really want to know. And for some of you, you will say no one. Because there are people listening to this podcast who care about us, who love what we're doing, and don't believe in God. You're welcome here.
Yep.
You're loved here. We do believe in God. And so this question is more so for people who might be in that lane a little bit. And so our question is, if you've dropped out of religion, so I'm going to ask you first, Brandon, if you are a religious dropout, who is God to you? Like, what does it mean to be a dropout but still have faith?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a better question for me, but
Yeah.
for me, the church has stopped being God. The Bible has stopped being God's 1,000%, 100% like voice.
Yeah.
It's
The Bible
more
has
complicated than that.
started to be more of a tool, or started to be more of a weapon than a
It's
tool.
still a holy scripture for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean like God literally wrote it. Like I
'Cause
think
he
that means
didn't, yeah.
I think that means I can like
Yeah.
I can scratch it a little bit,
Absolutely.
and my faith isn't going to get hurt. I can believe that it's complicated. Some people like that wrecks them. The idea of like, well,
Yeah.
don't
Like
let
if
that
you
be
want to say that
complicated.
Jonah was not swallowed by an actual whale,
Yeah.
then you can get the hell out. Ding.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, there are people that literally think that
Yeah.
way. Like every Bible story is literal.
So I still experience God by like reading scriptures.
Yeah.
I can still like get it with
You go to church?
Fellowship of Believers. I go to a phenomenal church now.
Yeah. You have actually people on staff at that church. Is it are they out? Can I say there's
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how private, which if I wasn't, we would have just had to scrap this whole episode. So I'm glad that's good. But
No,
but I
they
just didn't know
are.
if you wanted to share like diversity a little bit about
Yeah, I've been able to sit in small groups. Jackie and I spend time in small groups with a married gay couple that are phenomenal.
and they're leaders though at the church, right? Or no?
Yeah, they're leaders. They're partners in the church, so it's like they're on the
God,
church
just
board.
incredible.
Yeah.
Because they could be called by God and be gay, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's so beautiful, and I love that. And
I dropped
love
the church name, but I know there's some people in the audience that probably
No, yeah, we
would
won't.
come for him hard.
yeah, no, you guys, holy. If I cannot wait. I have to ask Brandon if I can tell you guys about this, so I'm gonna wait because I have to ask him off the podcast. But there is a story coming in season 3 or in episode season.
Season 3?
Bro, we will have a third season.
Man, that's a cliffhanger though. Like you're letting them hang for a long time.
Guys, in 2025, I have a story to tell you.
It
Okay.
hasn't happened yet, but it's good.
But seriously though, the story is, I have to tell you the story.
Can you give me like a weird detail?
A
That
letter that started as a Facebook message. Okay, I'm done. But-
Definitely in episode 3 we could go there.
Okay, but in episode 3 we're going there,
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk about that, and it is the best of the best. Oh, you guys are gonna die. But if you're a dropout, I think for me, and the reason I reference that story, I'm sorry, about what we're going to talk about in episode 3 is because it speaks to why we're not name dropping churches or people that are good, even because people that hate us and hate our podcast, I mean, they hate in a way that you guys don't understand, and we're going to talk about that in episode 3. But anyway, moving on, really quick, I'll answer, I guess. What was how did I frame the question to you? If you're a dropout.
If you're a dropout, and you're not necessarily going to church, like how do you still connect with God?
I don't. F that dude. I'm just kidding. I love God. I'm just joking. If you know me, you know that.
Does
Somebody's
go up a
gonna
half tick on the swear. It's like a
0.5.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna screen record just that part and put it all over the internet. You know they're gonna do. Oh God.
We'll do it first.
We'll
send it
good.
out.
Oh yeah, for the preview, like what your podcast episode's gonna be like. You know, like the trailer. Okay. I think for me and Brandon, actually, little do you guys know, Brandon and I, for my grammar police, we had so many conversations about the name of this podcast. And I was really hell-bent, more so than you, in the beginning.
Well, you're kind of an all-in personality.
I am. That's fair. Which is why 1 star on my personality.
And why
for the
Crumbl
aggressiveness.
Cookies couldn't be
Okay, all right.
less than satisfactory.
Okay, well, anyway, all true. But and I was so big on the name because I'm like, that's what everybody. I feel like I didn't. People just think I dropped out. Like there's so much hush hush when you leave the church.
Yep.
There's so much hush hush when you leave ministry. Like it's just there's a Nazarene pastor that loves to blog, man. Oh my God, and I could go on about that, but I won't. And one of the blogs that this dude wrote was like about social media and how you need to really like make sure your social media is not divisive and which was hilarious with something that he posted later on.
Yeah, ironic.
It was the most ironic, but that's like most leaders in the church that I've experienced. A lot of it is a lot of irony. Like, wow, you would say that and do that, but whatever. Cool. But anyway, he wrote this blog about social media, and I think the reality is that says so much about the church. Is how he framed the social media ethics. It's like, don't be divisive, don't cause strife, don't speak out of turn, stay in line, say please and thank you, make sure you're wearing long clothing, never show your shoulder. It's just like this crazy old school for so many churches. It's not the rule for all churches, but for me, I wasn't dropping out of my relationship with God, and that's what everybody assumed. Like everybody was just talking about me in this light of like, oh, she's this and she's that and she's dropped out of everything and she doesn't even believe anymore. And it's like, wait a second. I've dropped out of religion, you guys. And in religion, if you Google it, one of the definitions that we found was the institution. Yeah. Religion by definition is the institution or the gathering of and we're like, we're done. Like we're just done. And we're exhausted of the tomfoolery and the shenanigans that come with being a part of that, and we're dropping out of it. Yeah. And so I love God. I believe that God is going to do a work with this podcast. I believe that what we're doing is partly a ministry. Yeah. But as far as the religion, man, we are just dropped out. Like it ain't it.
And I'm encouraged because and this is, people are going to be like, oh, well, they're connecting themselves to Jesus.
Okay.
Go wherever you want to go. Yeah, but let me just say,
you go, baby. Buckle your seatbelt.
Jesus went and preached in the synagogues. Yeah. And they drove him out. Like. Yep. And then he went to the wilderness, or he went to the streets, and like, and that's where his ministry was effective. Like,
and that's where we literally chose to go.
And the synagogues, it's weird that they are the ones that can't get with it.
Ironic. Yeah. No, isn't it ironic? No, it is. It is weird, and I think that's exactly what Brandon and I set out to do. We wanted to go to the wilderness. Yeah. We're like, this is not. We cannot be confined anymore with the way we want to talk about God, with the way we want to talk about people, the way we want to talk about these issues. We're dropping out of that garbage, man. You cannot tell me how to talk about it, who to talk to, who to love,
Yeah.
we're done. Like, we're out. And so we dropped out of religion, and that doesn't mean that we don't have a relationship with God. And I wish that people would stop saying that. But I mean, we'd love to know your responses too, though. Like, we'd love your feedback on that. You know, do you have a relationship with God? And if not, hey, we love you, and it's so cool you're here.
Yeah.
You want a cookie? Come over. We'll give you a little Crumbl. I'll have some leftovers. And if you do, what is your relationship like if you're a dropout? If you've dropped out of, like we have, religion, what does your relationship with God look like? What does it mean to you?
And you can answer that question on Spotify. It has like some tool for you to interact with us, or you could just shoot us a message on our social media.
Yep. And you can also call in. We have a phone number too, and the phone number is a 1 minute max, I think, which I did want to say because I had a couple people that sent me voice memos.
We'll put the phone number at the bottom of the video.
Yep. And we people had left me some voice memos because it let them go longer than what the voicemail on the phone did. And so if you need to do that, you can do that too.
Call this number.
Love you guys. It's been great to be with you this week. And we can't wait to see you for episode 3.
Yup.
Hey fam, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Religious Dropouts podcast. We hope it gave you a space to breathe, to laugh, and connect. It's our hope that as you journey along with us, that you too might find yourself saying, damn, it feels good to be a dropout. Be sure to check out our show notes for links to anything mentioned in this episode, including ways to connect with us on social media. We'd also love for you to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with anyone you know who might want to join our community. You are loved. Have a great week.